Shalom to the hopeful elect. First of all, I give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who teach us this truth and rule well, and peace, love, and salutation and blessing unto the hopeful elect. Those who sincerely hasten the day that the Heavenly Father Yahweh sends His Son Yahweh Shai to deliver the elect of Israel while destroying our enemies. Now, I'm the brother Ramaki Mian from Great Millstone, Miami. And the topic of this lesson is as we grow in this truth, and as the Lord builds us up, makes us stronger, gives us more faith, more spiritual gifts and victories, we must be more humble. We must stay humble and be more humble. Because that's the thing about this truth. It's a beautiful thing that we have come back to our heritage, and the Lord is dealing with us. He's supping with us. He's giving us the top knowledge in the universe. He's given us the spirit of prophecy. He's supping with us. You know what I'm saying? Lord, give you understanding of dark sayings and breakdowns, and not only that, and as you walk in this truth, you're going to have experiences. You're going to have victories. You're going to have times where you fail, and the Lord brought you a mighty victory in the spirit with certain things that you deal with, a lot of things that you deal with. You're going to tack on some victories. You're going to get more bold in your speech, more confident, and that is beautiful. Call Layim Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. But as the Lord continues to build us up, we must remain humble. We must keep under ourselves. We must breathe, slow it down, and make sure you're giving all praise to Yahweh Bashmi Awashai and continue to walk down that straight and narrow path. Now, I have here an example in the scriptures of when the king of Judah, and it tells you, this is King Uzziah. It tells you in verse 4, it's talking about King Uzziah. It says, and he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, according to all that his father Amaziah did. So we talking about a king that even in the scriptures, the Lord said he did right before him, But we're going to see how he got beside himself at one point and it actually messed him up. Because Uzziah, he succeeded in war. He had great victories, He sought the Most High in the days of Zechariah. You know what I'm saying? He sought the Lord. The Lord made him prosper. He succeeded over his enemies in war. He built engines in Jerusalem. It tells you, and his name spread far abroad, for he was marvelously helped till he was strong. So he was on a level, and he was doing mighty things, He was doing mighty things in the kingdom, but pride was his undoing. 2 Chronicles 26 and verse 16, it says, but when he was strong, his heart was lifted up to his destruction. For he transgressed against the Lord his God and went into the temple of the Lord to burn incense upon the altar of incense. So he was doing things that he wasn't supposed to do. He was king of the tribe of Judah. That was something for the priest to do. He went and burned incense upon the altar of incense. And we got to remember in this truth, we got our own different roles, and as we grow, it become even more clearer, all right, this that brother lot, and that don't mean we don't grow in different abilities and gifts, but you want to make sure that we staying in order, and that we not doing too much, no matter what position you got, because this is a king, he's king, so you feel like he could go in and burn incense on the altar of incense. Verse 17, it says, and Azariah the priest went in after him, and with him 80 priests of the Lord that were valiant men. And they withstood Uzziah the king, and said unto him, it appertaineth not unto thee, Uzziah, to burn incense unto the Lord, but to the priests, the sons of Aaron, that are consecrated to burn incense. Go out of the sanctuary, for thou hast trespassed. Neither shall it be for thine honor from the Lord Yahweh. So we want to make sure, because of pride, we ain't doing too much. The Lord got a whole body, and that's amongst the body, that's amongst the ministry, and just in everyday life, man. You just don't want to be doing too much and being proud, bro. Walk humbly before the Most High. We still need the Lord to lift us up off the ground while nuclear missiles come down. We need the Lord to lift us off the ground and take us into what the world calls UFOs. So stay humble, Verse 19, it says, then Uzziah was wroth and had a censer in his hand to burn incense. And while he was wroth with the priest, so he got angry. He was in the wrong, And he just forgot humility at that point. He even forgot the law at that point. It says, and while he was wroth with the priests, the leprosy even rose up in his forehead before the priests in the house of the Lord, from beside the incense altar. And Azariah the chief priest and all the priests looked upon him, and behold, he was leprous in his forehead, and they thrust him out from thence. Yet himself hasted also to go out, because the Lord had smitten him. So because of his pride, the Lord gave him leprosy. You know, now the Lord could have gave him over to death, but the Lord just gave him leprosy still, and that was shameful. And the Lord did it in front of the priest that he was wroth with, that he was striving against. Verse 21, it says, and Uzziah the king was leper until the day of his death, and dwelt in a several house, being a leper, for he was cut off from the house of the Lord. And Jotham his son was over the king's house, judging the people of the land. Right, so like it tells you in the heading for that, for those verses, pride was Uzziah's undoing. And we want to make sure that as we grow in this truth, and as the Lord makes us stronger and give us victories, man, and blesses us, you know, gives us more confidence, but that we also be more humble as well. You know, his Sirach chapter 3 verse 18, it says, the greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord. Right, the greater thou art. So till we get up out of here, I mean, even spiritual power, you gotta humble yourself. Remember what happened with Moses? You know, he got angry and said the wrong thing. When the Lord had him split the rock, the Lord made the water come out the rock, but Moses got beside himself, and therefore because of that he wasn't able to enter into the promised land at that time. So the greater thou art, even as, hey, more Jake gonna come in, more Israelites gonna come in, more people that have been watching you. You know, sometimes you're gonna get compliments, and we ain't even about that. You make sure that the more that happens, though, the more you humble thyself, give praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and understand, shoot, hey, be more on point, you know. Because more people going to be watching. More young Jake coming in watching you know, and learning. And the Lord ain't finna have pride around here. But if you stay humble, you're going to find favor before the Lord, man. He going to keep being favorable unto you. And that's exactly what you want and need. Because look, Proverbs 16 and 18, it says, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. So that's what happens. That's the breakdown. Right after pride is destruction. You know, a haughty spirit is right before a fall. So you want to always be wary of that. You know, Sirach 6 and 2, it says, extol not thyself in the counsel of thine own heart, that thy soul be torn not in pieces as a bull string alone. Because the Lord does not like pride. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man. You know. So in your own counsel, you should understand that your righteousness is still as filthy rags. That you just need one spot on that chair. You pray, you know, that because you need mercy. And again, you need the Lord to beam you up off the ground. And even before that happens, you need the Lord to keep you in a time where it's going to be no food, where it's going to be destruction and famine. So you ought to be humble before the Most High and humble within his congregation. Don't exalt yourself or think yourself higher than you are, you know. And whatever knowledge the Lord has given us, hey, we don't know nothing compared to what we should, you know. So stay humble before Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Let's get a couple more. Sirach 7 and 4, it says, seek not of the Lord preeminence, neither of the king the seat of honor. And remember, man, it ain't about being the top 10 Israelite. Yahushua, he already the top Israelite, and he the one who finna come save us all. And if you get saved and being up on the chariot is one of the 144,000 in the elect, you good. You gonna be satisfied for all eternity that you was able to be saved and get a new body that's fashioned like Yahushua. We all gonna get the same penny. You know what I'm saying? We all gonna get the same penny. Just be in order, be brotherly, be charitable, love one another, and the scriptures say esteem one another over ourselves, man. If we doing that, like the Elder ICR in Northwest said, man, we gonna win. How could we lose if every brother esteeming each other over themselves? Verse 5, it says, justify not thyself before the Lord. You can't do that. We go off all the freaking time in this flesh every day. That's why the mercy and grace is at the center of this gospel, bro, because you can't justify yourself before the Lord. It says, and boast not of thy wisdom before the king, right? Because we know nothing as we ought to. The Lord has given us 100% truth for salvation, to call on the names and these prophecies, but we know nothing as we ought to. We got more learning to do as far as scriptures and experiences and being built up in the spirit. Verse 6, it says, seek not to be judged, being not able to take away iniquity, lest at any time thou fear the person of the mighty, a stumbling block in the way of thy uprightness, man. You know, so just be humble, man. Handle things according to the scriptures and according to the fruits of the spirit, because you don't want to do nothing that'll be a stumbling block in the way of your uprightness, man. And we on a straight and narrow path already. You don't want the Lord to have to jack you up because you being proud. You don't want that jack up. You don't want that, bro. Verse 7, it says, offend not against the multitude of a city, and then thou shalt not cast thyself down among the people. Right? So stay in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be cast down in front of the congregation. You don't want to be cast out the congregation. And that's why Apostle Paul said this. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. It says, know you not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. So we running, man. Yeah, we running, and it's a mighty thing. It's a beautiful and mighty thing that we doing, because we running to obtain the prize of salvation, you know, redemption, you know. Verse 25, it says, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. You're going to have self-control when you're striving for the masteries, when you're striving for the championship, you know. It says, now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. And that's what's going to be when Yahweh shall come and place those crowns on the heads of those men who stood stiffly for him. It's going to be a crown of immortality, and we're going to rule forever. But verse 26, it says, I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I not as one that beateth the air. Right? You know, we're not doing it uncertainly, we're doing it in faith, according to what the scriptures say. You do it that way, you're going to win. In verse 27, it says, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. So even Apostle Paul said, look, he keep under his body, he keep it under subjection, he's temperate, you know, because you don't want to be a castaway, you know, and you done taught others, you know. You want to make sure you being humble, you being meek, you being these things which are the fruits of the spirit, because the point of this grace period that we got is to be more and more fashioned like Yahweh Shai in the spirit, me being more conformed to his image. You know, when we get off the chariots, then we're gonna have his body fashioned like unto his heavenly body. But right now, every day you should be getting more and more like Yahweh Shai, which means you should be getting more and more meek and humble and thankful that the Lord even got you in his truth. Because look, Galatians 5:22, it says, but the fruit of the spirit is love, joy, peace. You don't want to be disturbing the peace, man. You know, want to have love and joy, peace, long suffering. Gotta have that too, because if you ain't got that you know, if you ain't got that in you, if you ain't being long suffering, you could spaz out and the Lord could jack you up, because the Lord told you got to be long suffering. It says gentleness. You got to have that in you. You know, we brothers, man. The scriptures talk about being affectionate one to another. And you got young brothers coming into this truth. You was a young brother coming to this truth, and you know how freaking, you know, how you was. You know, you had to unlearn a whole lot of shit and learn a lot of things the right way too, at that. And learn self-control and temperance, and have a fire put it under your behind too. It says goodness, faith, right? These are fruits of the spirit that we got to have. And here it is. It says meekness and temperance. Against such there is no law. You know? So you got to have meekness and temperance. Meekness, humility, temperance, self-control. Those are fruits of the spirit that as we grow, as you get victories and the Lord bring you out of this and bring you out of that, and you get experiences and you get stronger and you feel mightier in the spirit and more bold, you also going to increase in meekness and temperance as well. Yeah, it's like that. That's what the cream of the crop the elect gonna have. All of that, you know. Proverbs 22:4, it says, by humility and fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. Right. The meek shall inherit the earth. Your Lord is going to beautify the meek with salvation. And that is the Israelites, but the elect of our people. You know, humility will put you on, man, the Lord gave you his fear and humility. You got the truth and you able to teach and you humble with it. Oh, man. You're going to have the favor of the Lord, riches, honor, and life. On this side, the Lord protect you. Then the men that the Lord going to give spiritual power to, those who praise the Lord and do everything to the glory of the Lord. You know? In everything, you giving the praise to the Lord. And you esteem brothers over yourself. You cherish the brothers. You love the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? The Lord will have you one of those men he gives spiritual power to, or put you in a situation that he know his name is going to be glorified. You know what I'm saying? Lord calls a miracle for you. You going to do nothing but give praise to the Lord in front of, in front of those who's able to see it, man. But 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 6, it says, humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of the Most High, that he may exalt you in due time, because the Lord is mighty. And our strength and our might is of him, man. So humble ourselves before him, because we know he don't play that when it comes to that pride, man. You know, we got different accounts, of men who even the Lord said that did right before him. You don't want pride to be your undoing, and the Lord have to jack you up real bad. And this is the lifetime in which, hey, the elect gonna get it right, man. You know, let's keep ourselves humble. Just do this work. It's the simplicity of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And we almost out of here anyway, so shoot. Let's don't do a false move. Pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We don't do a false move, keep temperance upon us. Keep us on fire for his truth now. Keep us stronger and waxing stronger. And keep us more humble and temperate, before him. So Lord willing, this was edifying. I give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect, Kwam Yasharallah, and Shalom.